Hello, welcome to Tech Digest for January 29th. Ever wonder what happens when you take the simplicity of SQLite and rebuild its backend for the cloud? So we're looking at Turso, and it's a fork of SQLite called libSQL. It's not a full rewrite of the engine, but it's a major overhaul of the storage layer using Rust. They have managed to separate storage from compute, allowing for features like bottomless storage on S3 and native replication. It's fascinating look into how to modernize a classic tool for globally distributed applications without losing the lightweight feel that we love here. Um, Moving a little bit to hardware, the emulation scene just got massive upgrade. The PlayStation 2 Recompilation project is moving away from traditional just-in-time translation. Instead, it statically recompiles the original MIPS code into native C++ code. That means games can run with essentially zero CPU overhead and supports native high frame rates without the usual timing glitches. It's a huge technical milestone for long-term game preservation and performance. It would be interesting to see. You know, MIPS is different and it's pretty complicated with a lot of registers. Okay, so um, Google DeepMind just introduced Project Genie, a foundational model trained to generate interactive 2D environments from a single image or from a text prompt. So what's cool here is that it wasn't trained on action labels or telemetry, just raw video. So it learned world physics and controllability entirely through the observation. You can literally prompt a world into existence and then jump in and play it. It's a wild glimpse into the future of generative media and simulation. Um, they have been showing off the 3D inference, like I said yesterday, but this is different. So this is actually probably taking this technology and continuing. So, it remembers what is in the world. That's the important part. Okay. More AI. So Vercel is seeing a shift in how we build AI agents. Their latest evals show that a simple agents.md file, basically a structured markdown file describing how an agent should behave, or what used to be called custom instructions in Copilot, things like that. So it's actually outperforming complex skill definitions, and that's more complicated than Claude Code has. So it turns out that providing clear natural language context in a standardized format is more effective for model steering than rigid API-like definitions. So it's a win for simplicity and agentic workflow. And people did experiment a lot with complex skill definitions because models were not that good, and now models are becoming better. But also models are training or on more up to date coding standards, languages, and APIs. So there's that. This will continue evolving back and forth, I can imagine. Um, Back to hardware. So if you do any 3D printing or CNC work, you need to check out Grid. It's a slicer that runs entirely in your browser, but works local first, meaning that your files don't actually leave your machine. It handles everything from G-code generation to toolpath visualization for 3D printers and lasers and CNC mills. So no install required, um, and it uses your local hardware to do the heavy lifting. Back to AI, model drift is a real problem for developers. Margin Lab has launched a daily benchmark tracker specifically for Claude Code. It tests the model's ability to handle complex refactoring and bug fixing tasks every 24 hours. It gives you us a concrete look at whether the AI is getting smarter or lazier as updates roll out. It's a great data point for anyone relying on these tools for your daily workflow. That's cool. This is for Claude Code with Opus. All right. So Major security alert. SoundCloud has confirmed a data breach affecting nearly 30 million accounts. According to Have I Been Owned, the stolen data includes email addresses and systems related info. If you have an account, now is the time to update those passwords and make sure you've got two-factor authentication turned on. And it's a reminder that even the biggest platforms are constant targets. Oh, that's terrible. Um, More Cloudflare news. So they're making easier to run your own AI agents with Malt Worker. This is a you know this has been hot lately. So it's a self-hosted framework that lets you deploy agents on your own infrastructure rather than relying on black box service. It's designed to handle complex long-running tasks while giving you full control of the data and execution environment. If you're worried about privacy or vendor lock-in, this is a solid project. But it's interesting that the Cloudflare stock jumped like 20% just due to this, and it's a hobby developer somewhere in Germany. It's pretty interesting, but related to Cloudflare, we'll see how that pans out. It's almost like we have Cloudflare news every day here, and not always good. Um, More AI news. Observability is getting AI makeover. Quesma just introduced OTel Bench, a benchmarking tool designed to see how well AI can actually navigate open telemetry data. Specifically, it tests if AI can trace something like a Fed login through a complex stack of services. It's a crucial step toward autonomous observability where the system doesn't just show you logs but actually understands the root cause of failure. This is definitely something you do today with complex failures. You try to reason about the stack and feed that to the model. And that's definitely an interesting project to see if the model can read this by itself. And finally, some incredible engineering from orbit. European Space Agency (ESA). So they have a next-gen weather satellite, Meteosat third generation, and it has sent back first images. The thing is a beast, so it provides much higher resolution and more frequent updates than previous models. It's a massive technical leap that's going to significantly improve severe weather forecasting and climate monitoring across Europe and Africa. Let's see. See you tomorrow.